Welcome to the Dr. Erin Show. May you live your truth. Good morning, everyone. I hope that you are having a divine morning. Whether you're driving in the car, having your coffee, listening to this during your sacred siesta, or getting your mind right before meditation for the evening. We are all about knowing the truth, wisdom, and love on this daily 11-minute podcast together. Today's title is How to Overcome Fear and Become Unstoppable. And I think we all want that, right? I'm like, I want what she's having, right? We all want to overcome fear and become unstoppable. And so let's do this thing. So let's take a deep breath and just tapping into the truth. We begin all affirmative prayer with recognizing that there's only one spirit. There's only one life force. There's only one creative factor. And it's spirit. It's you. It's your higher self. It has created the entire universe. It's created everything, and it's creating everything right now. We call it divine. We call it consciousness. We call it truth, whatever you want to call it. But the reality is that that is your true identity. And to reveal the truth is really all about just getting out of the way, releasing limiting beliefs, and stepping into the grandest version of yourself, the unique divine expression. So again, the title is How to Overcome Fear and Become Unstoppable. Obviously, big topics, when you take a look at the different gurus and motivational mentors and leaders and all the people out there, and they all have talks on overcoming fear. And, I stumble upon them here and there, listen to them, and they're all good stuff. I've heard everything from, you got to hang out with the right people to overcome your fear. You got to hang out with people that raise you up. I've heard everything from people saying that you've got to boldly go towards your fears. Anything that you fear, you got to just go towards that exact thing. I've heard breaking through walls, walking on fire coals, all kinds of things from the motivational mentors out there. And well, I agree with all of them. And at the same time, knowing the truth, I think it's very important to realize that it always starts within. No matter where you put yourself, whatever environment, all those things help, support what is truly going on within someone else's, within your core knowing. But I have a different perception in that I don't believe we're ever the effect of the world. In fact, it's not just a belief, this is spiritual truth, right? So everyone wants a quick fix to overcoming fear. They want the greatest, rant out there on social media to help them overcome fear. The problem and the pitfall with most of the motivational advice is it isn't based on truth. That most people they'll break through a little wall of fear and they're like, yeah. But the reality is that most people don't really get to the core. They don't really get that usually they're trying to overcome fear because they actually want to get something, and they don't realize that what they want is not really authentic to what's really going on for them. So for example, a lot of people will have the fear around, say, doing something bold in their business because they're like, oh, I have a fear of money, or I have this fear of whatever. And they're going for something. And actually, a lot of the times when I'm working with people in their subconscious mind, what actually is holding them back from the exact thing is actually their soul telling them that they're going off the wrong thing. So, and then oftentimes they'll have a fear of, say, letting loose and loving boldly or something, and being vulnerable. And oftentimes it's because they haven't dealt with something within their subconscious mind, some kind of a command that states, something like, I'm not enough, I'm not worthy of love. And they can keep trying to go through those walls and just have courage. And yes, you might have some feedback that begins to believe that you're worthy and maybe you're going to get better. But the reality is that most people don't. They will begin to keep trying to break through and be courageous and go through their fears and whatever else, but they haven't dealt with the core things at their subconscious mind. So let's talk about how we do this. How do we do this? How do we actually get to the core and break through the subconscious mind so that we actually can release fear and actually live powerfully and be unstoppable, basically, okay? So this is the truth. The truth is that this is why we do a spiritual practice. This is why we go in and we do our core uniting with the individual self and the higher self. We go from that limiting belief individual self that has fear, has different perceptions of itself less than anything other than divine, and we begin to merge with the higher self. And so I believe, yes, you can do a quick fix of overcoming fear if you have a very, very powerful consciousness. You could break through it, but I'm telling you that it is less than 1%, way, 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 way less than 1% of the population that can actually just plow through fear and have enough courage to do whatever. The reality is that it's not going to happen. And many people go, I don't have time to sit around and meditate. I don't have time to do all that work to get to the core of who I am to release fear. But the reality is that you can spend your whole life doing a bunch of to-do lists and running around in circles and never actually breaking through the true fears because you haven't got authentic. I'll say it again. You will never break through the fears because you've never broken through to your authentic nature. So, if you want to truly live a fearless life, there's really only way to do it. There's only one way to do it, in my perception, in spiritual truth, and it is to know who you are, to know thyself. And when you know yourself and you merge in with the highest self, you are unstoppable. And the reason why is because you realize you break through the wall and realize you can never be the effect of this life. And you are not just this lifetime. You're not this body. You're not the circumstances of your finances and your health and all that stuff. You realize that this is your opportunity to grow consciously, to give your expression and give your gifts to this life. It becomes higher than you. It becomes beyond your desire to stay comfortable. It goes beyond your feeling the need to grasp onto safety. So the true work, if you want to overcome fear and become unstoppable, is to always, always know thyself. In fact, all spirituality, it's the reality that it's all spirit, that you are spirit. And when you realize you are spirit, you are unstoppable. What's going to stop you? What you've already created in this universe? It's going to stop you, like your fear of knowing that you're here to be expressed fully? You become unstoppable, unreasonable, unrecognizable to yourself. And that is the power of awakening. And so on that note, knowing the truth of truly overcoming fear, today and every day, we align with universal law, Mother Nature, and our truth. So today's universal law is the law of pure potential. And this is a truth. You are pure potential. So at the core of you, you are infinite consciousness. This connection between your individual consciousness with the cosmic consciousness. There is an unending divine source within. All energy is pure potential until it is observed and informed. Your beliefs set the limit of demonstration of principle, which of itself is without limit. It is all, you're ready. Everything in you is already ready to be fulfilled in the universe because it's infinite. It's only you that can stop that. So when you go and you tap into truth, you tap into the infinite pure potential. And it is entirely a question of your own reciprocity to this universal intelligence, okay? So today's daily spiritual practice, because every day we're in this thing called life, it's like a school. And so how do we practice stepping further and further into the truth is I invite you to take some time today to meditate and unite with your true identity. That is the most courageous thing you can ever do. That is the most courageous thing you can ever do, is face yourself. So many people will find all kinds of resistance. They'll have every excuse to not meditate. They'll have every reason and to-do list and mind chatter and everything. I'm telling you that to walk out there and walk on coals across flames is easier than going and spending the time and going into meditation. That is courageous. Okay? And so on that note, today's daily challenge, because we have a daily challenge in this game called life, is just like the Nike motto, just do it. Just do it. No more excuses on the meditation. No more excuses, because I promise you, any of the leaders that you see out there, majority of, not all of them, majority of the people that you go, I don't know what the hell they're doing, but I want what they have, it's because they know who they are. They have gotten in touch with their divine self, and they know they are unstoppable. Okay? So on that note, you guys, if you've enjoyed this talk, if you feel like someone you know needs to overcome fear and know thyself and is ready to become unstoppable, please share this talk with them. Share it. It's a gift. We have to give, give, give. Because what I know with the universe is that we can't have anything until we give it away. So we're all in this together. There's not one teacher. There's not one guru. We are all students and we are all teachers. We are all serving and we are all expressing that which we are. We are all spirit, no matter if we're awake or not awake, regardless. Okay. So you can find me at erinfallhaskell.com. You can download my free app with 30 guided meditations and all the above at drerin.tv, which also has all my Focus TV interviews, fun stuff, getting silly around all kinds of things in consciousness, having fun with the shift in La La Land. I love this day, you guys. I'm sending my love out to you guys. Thank you so much for all your support, all your love. Just want to recognize that it's really an opportunity today, you guys, to know the truth of what fear is. Fear is just really not knowing who you are. That's really all it is. It's an inversion of love. It's the same exact energy. Love inverted is fear, and it's discord. It's division. You can never be divided. It's impossible. You can have the experience, but you can never be. Okay, so there's nothing to fear but fear itself, as they say. Okay, so you guys have a wonderful divine day, and knowing this truth, may you live your truth.